So now I'm going to see my friends. We have arrived. I'm going to see my friend. I'm going to see my friend Christine. Isn't that pretty? There we go.
Yes, cool.
There's my boo, my boo. Look at this woman. Look at this woman. Okay, but now you have to look up. Yeah, okay. Okay, we're gonna try this. Yeah, there you go, you see? So we're waiting for our boat. We're going snorkeling. Hey, beautiful people. This is my sister, Christina. You want to introduce yourself?
You just did.
So yesterday we were having a really beautiful conversation at the beaches inside, at the beach. And Christina is a beautiful teacher. She knows how to teach. So I was having a conversation with her about how to make decisions and indecisiveness. Indecisiveness and how to make decisions. Go, mama. Okay, so my question to you is, why are we afraid of making decisions as human beings? Okay, now my pens are wet, but it's called resourcefulness. I had to go into the water.
I mean, there are many words for that, but okay. Resourcefulness is one of them.
Resourcefulness. Okay, so can you tell us about decision making? Why, as human beings, are we hesitant and afraid of making decisions?
Mm-hmm. That's a big one.
You have to talk really loud because we're outside and we are far away from the camera.
Okay, do you think it's okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I think a part of people being afraid to make a decision is because they're afraid to take responsibility that comes after that. Because as soon as you make one teeny tiny decision, it means you make millions of other decisions, which not the one that you actually made. It's like one yes, it's millions no, and vice versa. And knowing that, or at least kind of being aware of that, might be scary. Because when you're not choosing, you have the illusion that all options are available. But it's just an illusion, because if you're not choosing for yourself, something or someone will choose for you.
Hold that thought there. I just had another bright idea. It's good. Oh, check it out, girl. We're right in the water. Now I have no fucking clue where it is.
Wow, it will dry out real quick.
Okay, so look at that. Look at how tall my sister is. Just look at this woman. She's tall. Okay, so infinite decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Taking responsibility. And if you don't take responsibility, you have the illusion of infinite decisions or infinite opportunities.
Yeah.
And then after that, somebody will make a decision for you if you don't make a decision for yourself.
Yeah, or something. Like, we'll just put you in a situation when you don't really have, room for decision. Making you just have to do whatever you have to do in the moment.
Okay. So let's talk about taking responsibility. Why do we not want to take responsibility for the decisions that we make? Or that we want to make?
Because everyone is like, not everyone, majority of people. I can be too sometimes. Like, I don't know, I don't even know how to explain it because it's scary. It is scary. You make a decision, you have to commit to something, and you have to deal with the consequences. Who wants that? But this is the key. But this is the key to success and everything. Taking your goddamn responsibility and be responsible.
Okay, let's unpack that. What does responsibility actually mean to you?
Exactly what I said. Being able to deal with consequences and
But you
not
don't know the
complain.
consequences. No, you don't know the consequences. It might be good, it might be bad.
Exactly. So you should be ready for everything without saying something like that. You know, just whatever happens, you should understand it can happen. There's many different outcomes, but you should be okay with whatever happens. Yeah, just like not complaining, just dealing with it, either good or bad.
Do you understand what you just said right now?
Yeah.
Just deal with it, good or bad. Okay? It's scary.
It is.
Okay, so how do you get over the fear of not knowing whether it's going to be good or bad?
Oh, that's, I guess we have our life for that. Because if you did it once, you will have to go all the way second time, third time, fifth time, millionth time. Okay. It's not like a skill. It's a skill, I guess. It's not like it gets easier. You get better at it, but it's still difficult every time, I guess.
In the last, let's say, 3 years, what hard decisions have you made that you now look back at and say,
A lot of them.
fucking hell, if I didn't make that decision, I would not be the Christina I am today.
Oh, there's so many. You want me to give like an example?
It's a life example, not
Okay. I don't know. I'm just no details. Just the example. Was the decision that actually changed everything for me. And when I was sharing this idea with people that I was about to do that, every single person was telling me not to, that I'm crazy and it's going to be really, really bad. But I did it anyway, and it was really good for me. It was not easy, but it was amazing. And if I had to do this all over again, I would definitely do it again, no doubt. But it was hard.
Okay, but like, what was the faith? What was the inner self-talk? As you were, okay, just leaving Russia and saying, I'm going to go be, okay, yeah, and I'm going to go live in this other country. Let's think of that decision, right? And everybody's like, no, you can't do it. What happens if you fail? What happens if it's bad? What happens if it's not, you don't like it? What was the inner self-talk that just made you go, I can't listen to all these people. I gotta keep living my life. I just gotta keep moving.
So the thing is that I was trying to trust myself because I understood that what people saying, it's not that the reality that can happen with me, because a lot of them were saying that you're gonna get killed, murdered, or raped, whatever, anything, all the bad stuff. But they were speaking out of their own fears and insecurities. It has nothing to do with me. Like, no. Of course, it can affect me, and I was scared. I'm not lying. Like, it was a really scary decision. It was really a scary one. But I just said to myself that I feel like I should, and I feel like I'm excited about it. And so I should trust this feeling.
Hold on. I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
Also, if it's not exciting, it's not something you should probably follow.
Of course, you should never do anything that doesn't give you this, I don't know, feeling, you know? Like you somehow, there should be something good about it. Because I was not making myself do this, right? No, it was a crazy decision, which made my life harder on so many levels, like on so many levels. Would have been way easier not to do that, but I did it, right? So it means I kind of want it. But at the same time, even when there's something good, something that we want, it comes with a price. So, yeah, but I was excited about it. Yeah. And I just said to myself, I will try. If at some point I understand that I found myself in a not good situation, I will just go back. There's always a possibility I can Uber back. That's actually exactly what I said to myself. I can Uber back.
I want you to share that story that you were sharing with me about how you literally walked up through the desert. That's the story. Like,
not the desert, it was highways.
Yeah. Okay, share that. Because like, when I heard that, I was like, girls do that? Girls do that?
The crazy one, dude. I mean, actually, it was like 4 years ago, and right now it feels like any other Monday. But back then, of course, I was even shocked with my own decision and what I did, my experience. But I pretty much walked for 1 month. The longest a day was 40 kilometers. Average was 20. And
you walked 20 kilometers a day. 40 kilometers a day. You go, girl. Tell your truth. Sorry.
Yeah, so that, and hitchhiking, like 2-3 hours a day, depending on the day. Yeah, and that was happening for a month. Yeah, every day. That was, it was like kind of meditative state because it's hard to walk for so long in summer. Having a backpack, yeah, it's not very heavy, but still, you feel the weight. And at some point, your muscles like we can't anymore. Like just too much. 10 hours of walking, 15 hours of walking, just like too much. So there is this moment when you just like don't care. It's like I don't feel it anymore. Like first it's like hard, and then you just like in the zone, and you just like. And that was amazing.
Did you learn this moment?
Yeah.
What did you learn about yourself as you were walking your way to freedom? You literally walked your way to freedom. Pretty much. It's like, there's a pilgrimage in Japan that you can do from like April to about October because that's the perfect time. But you just walk to all of these temples. And you collect these stamps, and people give you food on the way. People let you sleep in their homes.
Oh, that's what people did to me, yeah.
So you did your own pilgrimage.
Kind of, yeah. But like the people are super nice. Like that's actually how I learned that people are super nice. Because again, imagine walking on highways, a girl, right? All these truck drivers and just people. There's like nothing. You're in the middle of nowhere. Anybody can do whatever they want.
This is in Russia, right?
Yeah. And the distance between cities sometimes is really long, so there's actually nothing but just the road. And instead of those people that I met on my way being like rude or aggressive or anyhow bad to me, they were the nicest people I've ever met. They like melted my heart even more. And that's how actually I discovered that whatever those people were afraid of and they said that it would happen to me, and again, that's how I proved to myself that you guys are wrong. And that's how if you let your fear rule your life, you're gonna stay there and never see what's out there, even though it's not even scary. I mean, it was not even teeny tiny big bad. It was absolutely amazing. Like people who were feeding me strawberries, I don't know, from their grandma's garden, showing me the most amazing places, being super nice, trying to wash my shoes because we're super dirty because come on, I've been walking for like ages. So, and when you feel that, it's just exchange of the energy. Like they don't need anything from me, I don't need anything from them. I mean, there's no agenda, right? We just met in this moment and we just, I don't know, shared this moment together, and it was absolutely amazing experience.
She's a visionary, okay? She walked her way to freedom, okay? Walked. The inner dialogue. I want to know the inner dialogue. For me, it's everywhere my feet touch, the earth is blessed. Everywhere my feet touch, the earth is blessed. What was your inner dialogue when you give up and you're like, oh my God, I'm so tired. My feet hurt, my backpack is heavy. Like, what?
Exactly. There was no talk.
Oh.
There was no talk. There's just you going forward. That's it.
So the talk was before you started the journey. And during the journey, it was a meditative state of just silence to find self.
Yeah. That's actually why I've always loved walking and just like you, just wandering around. There's no goal and just like going. Because again, you're doing something, you definitely moving forward, right? That's what's important. You may not know where, how you get there. I don't know, you know nothing, but what you're actually doing, you're physically moving somewhere. So you're physically doing something. And that I think is the key. Because a lot of people think about stuff, right? Like they plan everything and they have these ideas, but they sit in this moment and they do nothing. So what's important is to put not just like thinking about something and imagining stuff, but actually doing, taking little steps. Even if you don't know what exactly to do, how to do it, you should do something. Because like this is the movement, and when you're already moving, it's easier to change, right? To do something else. If we're comparing when you didn't do anything, you were just like sitting and then you have to start. Start is harder than changing direction. So, I'm talking about for the first time.
Oh my God, this woman, I bow. I've been telling you that I'm going to introduce you to this woman. Here she is. She walked her way to freedom, okay? And she's still walking because we met in Bangkok and now
Not in Bangkok.
We did meet in Bangkok on the flight.
Did we? Oh, right.
But remember,
gosh, yes.
we've been traveling so much, we even forgot where we met because now we're on a different island. So we've done 3 islands together. We're just walking. We're just like moving. We don't know what we're doing. When we got here, we're just like, I don't know. We're just going to have fun. We're just going to do something. Thank you for being my teacher yesterday. She's such a great teacher. She's not really an English teacher. She's a healer. She just hides behind the label of English teacher. She's not an English. She's a powerful, powerful healer. Powerful healer. She was really an amazing healer. Yesterday we had a great time.
We did.
We had such a great time. Okay, so let's wrap it off. Get moving. Take responsibility for whatever is going to happen. You don't know what is going to happen, but just take responsibility, good or bad.
One important thing, though, to make sure that people understand what means taking responsibility. When you complain after making a decision, you're not taking responsibility. You're complaining.
Repeat again, repeat again, repeat again.
When you've made a decision and you're not happy with the outcome, obviously, because when you're happy, there's nothing for you to complain. So you're like, oh my God. Yeah, but when there's like the other thing that also can happen, because sometimes people forget that there's 2 options, right? It can be yes or no, it can be good or bad. You don't have to think about the no or bad, but you have to understand that it's possible, like, because it is. And so I think responsibility is taken when that bad thing happened and you're like, yeah, I mean, yeah, it sucks, but like, you know, you're not complaining, you're not being this annoying, obnoxious person who is like, oh, guys are dead. Nobody likes it. Everybody's gonna hate you. You're gonna die alone.
You're gonna die alone, miserable. Nobody wants people like this. Who wants to be around this ignorant?
No, yeah, but this is like, you know, this is kind of easy.
Oh my God, no, you just said like, nobody likes that. You're gonna die alone.
I did. I did. No, but like, they're just that's not good. And again, if you are on the way to start taking responsibility for your actions, right? That's what you should do. You have to like suck it in. You have to let it happen. Like, yeah, you crashed, for example, your car. You lost money, or you hurt someone's feet. I don't know, whatever this thing, right? Something happened, and you have to like, okay, so I better try. Like, now I know. Like, okay, so what can we do now? Like, it's okay to whine. It's okay to be angry a little bit about it, but it's not okay to completely, how can I say, forgot that you had taken responsibility, or you had promised to yourself, because this is not that. If you do this, it's like completely the opposite. Like completely opposite. It ruins everything that you thought you did in the first place.
The complaining.
Yeah. Complaining hard.
But why do we complain?
Again, because we're not taking responsibility. Because like, you know, when I like, even myself, like, it's on daily basis. Sometimes when I did something and then I discovered that there were a better way to do this, but I didn't know about it, I'm like, oh my God. And then I stopped myself immediately because I'm like, wait a second. Did I know about that second option that time when I was making my decision? I was like, no, I didn't. So it was like, did I make the best decision I could with the like tools I had in that moment? I was like, let me think. Yes, I did. I was like, was I trying to make a good decision? I was like, yeah, definitely. So then it was just not the best, but I didn't know. So it means it's okay. I cannot expect everything from me. I'm just little human being, right? So I do what I can. And that's it. And if there is something better that I can do, I can just learn from it. From that, what I actually did. Does that make sense?
I think that's the key. Learn from every detour, setback, mistake, success. Learn from it. What did I learn from this? How did I grow? Like, how am I a better person? How can I forgive? How can I just get on with my life instead of holding on to it's difficult though to hold on to self-judgment after you think you've made a mistake. But for me, in hindsight, 5 years later, I'm like, oh no, that wasn't a mistake. That was the best freaking decision. It was the best freaking decision.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Self-compassion. If you feel you've made a mistake, there are no such things as mistakes in the universe. There aren't. Right now, it might be a bad decision, but 5 years later, you might be like, oh, that was the best decision at the best time.
Do you want me to share what the monk shared with us when I was in the monastery?
Yes. Yes, please.
He said something that I've heard before, and coming from him, the monk, like, where Buddhist monk, right? Who lives in a monastery and who has spent his whole life basically meditating and doing what he's doing. It was priceless. And it's very simple, like everything. So he said, imagine a baby, and a baby at the state when the baby cannot really talk and say what's wrong, right? Either it hurts something or something else, and the baby cries, right? So what is the mother's response to crying baby? Usually, I'm going to give you 3 seconds to think. Okay, now it's the right answer. So usually, the mother takes the baby and just trying to, I don't know, just like
soothing it.
Yeah, something like that. It's nothing special. And somehow it works. I mean, not every time, of course, but like, I would say like 90%. That's the drill. And so, think about yourself as the baby. When something's wrong with you, right? When you're going through something, doesn't matter what, but something that gives you bad thing. We usually immediately jump to analyzing stuff. Okay, analyzing comes later. We judge ourselves. That's the first thing we do. We say, oh my God, it's stupid. Or something like that, right? And instead, he said, we should take care of ourselves. Just like, because again, in the moments when you've already lost something or something already happened, you can't really change anything. It doesn't matter how much you judge yourself, really. I mean, if you could, then knock yourself out, right? Just like judge yourself all day. But if it's not gonna really change what already happened, then why? And just as you said, compassion, right? And show yourself some love and just take care of yourself. I know it sounds simple, but it's kind of difficult to do.
It is a nightmare.
How do I do that? How do I take care of myself? Do I what? Order myself latte macchiato because I like it? Whatever it is? I mean, no. It's actually being okay with whatever you did. Not being at least, because again, there will be so many people who will judge you and will tell you that you're a piece of shit. Can I say that?
Yeah.
On TV.
You can say whatever she wants.
Yes.
That film.
So yeah, why you want to be one of those people? Be at least one who's going to be on your side.
Yeah.
Even, especially when you did something bad, or not when you like find yourself in this situation. Because there's definitely a way out, but judging yourself not really going to help. It's going to make some
compassion, self-compassion. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. May I be free from all ignorance. May I be free from all suffering. I swear to you, this is the only one of the things that gets me out of self-judgment, because I think sometimes as visionaries, we judge ourselves really critically. For me, let me speak for myself. I'm not going to speak for her. But I can find myself in a lot of self-judgment and a lot of self-critical self-talk. I'm like, no. Oh my God, may I just be happy in this moment? Just be peaceful. And then the ignorance lifts and I can see the lesson in the seeming mistake. And then I just get on with my life. It's easier. It's gotten easier over the years.
Yeah, I can relate.
Isn't this woman so beautiful? Teacher Christina. Teacher Christina. Thank you for the lesson. Any last words you want to share? How can people get a hold of you? And your Instagram, do you want people to get a hold of you?
That's my last words. That sign is getting my last word.
That's a lot. Okay, we're going snorkeling, so we gotta go. I gotta go put the stuff down. Thank you so much for joining us. I promised you a beautiful teacher. Here she is. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
When you start with Ubuntu, you're already a visionary leader of tomorrow. We've created a global platform to connect the world's most disruptive geniuses, to shatter stereotypes, master collaboration, and lead like visionaries. In this app, Future Gen Leaders creates exclusive digital magazines, specialized transformational programs, and content exclusives. Now available on every device, for everyone, anytime. How will you create a bold tomorrow?